Hey y'all,
Learn something new every day.
welcome to Wellness and Lifestyles with Nurse Chris,
Indeed.
where we focus on health for the mind, body, and soul, for the young and the young at heart, and that's we.
So, babe,
Hmm?
you've been swallowing these seeds your whole life?
All my life.
Question: when you eat watermelon, are you
Most people probably spit out the seeds.
are you guys eating the seeds? Like
I eat
just
'em.
swallowing them? I just found out 2 seconds ago before this video went live that my wife
Guess
does
what
not.
else you don't know about me?
Oh wait,
No, I was just
no.
joking.
I was about to say, please,
I was just messing
off
with you.
air or whisper.
I'm just joking.
Do y'all eat the seeds?
Hey Sherry, hey Betty Loud.
We've been finding out that you're supposed to consume these seeds
They're good for
with
you.
the fruit, but I didn't realize she was already eating watermelon seeds, y'all.
In moderation. If you eat too many, you can have stomach upset, but in moderation.
I can't do it. My mind says
Spit them out. Yep, you can remove them.
I don't want to ask you if you don't know off the top of your head what they good for.
Boil them. Anti-inflammatory effects, good for blood pressure, and other things.
No, something about
I said another thing.
I know, but I was thinking, what was the seed we supposed to boil to make tea out of?
This.
Oh, watermelon too.
Mhm.
I didn't know if it was the papaya seed.
The papaya seeds, you're supposed to, let them dry out and then consume like about a teaspoon or 5 a day for like 7 days, and it helps to detox your digestive system and remove bacteria and
Get
things like that.
parasites out.
Parasites, yeah. Hey Sandra, thanks for being a Nurse Chris supporter.
Now, when we eat those, the papaya seeds, I just been swallowing them. You been chewing them?
I just chew a little bit first and then I swallow them.
Is it bitter?
Mm-hmm. Hey Vanessa, thank you for being a Nurse Chris supporter.
Have y'all been eating the seeds?
Hey
y'all?
Brenda O. Hey Miss Johnny.
Sherry about to cover watermelon. Another question for the replay folks that come on later. After the seed question, do y'all put salt on your watermelon or just eat it without the salt? Or does it
Makes
just
it unhealthy when you add that salt
does
to
it depend on if it's got flavor?
Mhm. What's up, Kimberly from the 313? Just like me.
I always got a hater in the group. We got any Flintstones on
Hey,
here?
Annie Ray.
I still can't do it though.
It's just a mind thing.
As soon as I hear the crunch, I go, oop, get it out. And I tried to get some of them
When
out,
they say salt just a little bit,
but I got tired of it.
what if it's already sweet and seasoned? You still gonna add salt to it? Betty Lau said with salt. Hey Suzette.
We got a whole nother
Sherry said salt, please.
bowl of this.
Sherry, I don't know if you should be having that,
Ooh, you got Nurse Chris in the building. You know she be on y'all head.
Me and Sherry got a relationship, so.
I'm starting to become a little bit like her though. We was getting some chicken with our friends yesterday, and my friend was like, "Let's stop by and get some Coca-Cola." I said, "You want some pop?" She like, "Yeah," but she in
They
her
don't know what pop is
But-
over here.
but she
then
in-
she know.
she in her 30s. She can have pop still. I said, "Girl, me and Chris gave her pop many moons ago." And she said, "Why?" I said, "High blood pressure, diabetes. We don't want nothing. Extremities cut off." Why I didn't talk her out of getting the pop? She said, "I'll just wait till we get back then and have some coconut water or juice."
Hey Anthony. Hey Vanessa. Hey Renee. Said no if it's not sweet. Betty said just a little. Betty, don't make me get on your head too. See, I know some of y'all. We don't have a conversation, so
I thought you just didn't want nobody eating sugar. You don't have no salt either,
if they
baby?
have high blood pressure issues, no.
I gotta scooch this over. Enough of my
Hey,
wife
Mrs. Manning.
is not in the shot.
Oh, I'm okay.
I'm not okay though. I want all,
Okay.
all your glory in
No,
there.
thank you, boo.
For those that feel like I done took over the show and you don't get enough shine, that's how they feel about it. That ain't how I feel about it.
Somebody was talking about y'all boring.
No drama.
Y'all boring. D trying to take over the show. First of all, D is the very big part of this production, and Without Dee these days, there is no me because she holds me down, okay? I don't always have the energy, the strength to do this, okay? And thank goodness for Dee.
I hold you up, baby.
Hold me up. Thank goodness for Dee sharing her wealth of knowledge with the world to help and encourage people. Some people just don't appreciate the help. And if you don't want the help, don't be on here. If you don't want the encouragement, don't be on here.
Every time we get a positive message, we lose people. What we talking about the other day? We lost people. Manipulators. Lost 4-5 people. Bye. And Tracy, I heard your message as well. I ain't never met you in person. But I love what you said about being saved, but you ain't scary. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's push back some of this nonsense.
Where can you get some good sea moss from? You didn't know, Lee? Girl, go to nursechristusa.com. It should be a link at the bottom. I don't see it, but it should be one or right there. Go to nursechristusa.com. Click on that link. I don't know if you make sea moss, so you need raw sea moss, or if you want the actual sea moss gel with the fruit flavor in it, or just the plain gel. We have it. You can get 3 for $75, including shipping and the bundle package all year round, or you can get the raw sea moss, whatever you want. We have other things too, things for the skin, like a soap bundle with a facial toner, a oil, and also a sea moss mask, all of this stuff. We have antibiotic elixirs, natural. We have the all-in-one tonic. I can go on and on. So go to nursechristusa.com, go down to the sea moss section, and use that site for all your orders.
Thank you in advance for all your support.
Yes, and we have the raw sea moss.
And it's all natural.
Mm-hmm.
None of our stuff has toxins in it.
Mm-hmm.
None of our stuff gonna give you a funky side effect.
Yes, it's from St. Lucia. Sometimes we had a Jamaican sea moss in stock, but right now we just have the raw gold sea moss from St. Lucia.
And since we're about to enter into Black History Month, side note about watermelon. It was one of the first crops that the freed slaves produced. And it was stigmatized and made to seem like something ugly to do if we eat watermelon, just because we were making a profit off of it. So I proudly sit here on camera eating this watermelon, something that I stopped doing in my previous job. I wouldn't pick up a piece of chicken, I wouldn't eat a banana, or pick up watermelon in front of the people I used to work with, because they would then use that as a segue to call me all these ugly things. So F you, and to my healing, it is good.
Yes, yes.
But that don't make me all the ugly things. And we're not the only people that like watermelon. So I'm going to dispel and discourage foolishness every time it comes to mind.
Yes, we have something for diabetes, and congratulations on your healing constantly. But we do, if you go to nursechristusa.com and go to the total body section, we have Ceylon cinnamon. It may be out of stock though. Let me see. We have a couple things out of stock right now. We had a joint care that's out of
So
stock.
tell them, what did the Ceylon cinnamon do?
I just said it helps with diabetes. Yeah, she asked for something.
I know that, but some people come in late. I'm just trying to make sure they understand, because we're saying a lot.
And Miss Betty Lau says she's changed. She used to love salt. She said, Nurse Chris, you have changed me. I changed my eating habits. No salt, salt free. Well, that's congratulations to that. Hey, Marie. Thank you for being a Nurse Chris supporter. Hey, Suzette. She said she loved the content. Hey, Gail.
Thank you for all those who appreciate the cooperative component of two people loving together, living together, healing together, working together.
Yes. Because there are plenty of channels out there where you ain't going to get all of this. Yeah, so the Ceylon cinnamon is out of stock. Hopefully it's back in next week. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try to bite this seed to see what's happening, okay?
You don't have to just swallow it, boo. Just swallow. Hey, Jan. Yeah.
like swallowing a pill. When y'all was little, did y'all mama used to have to put the pill in the spoon with the water and let it dissolve for you to be able to digest or not? Or just me?
And don't be buying seedless watermelon. It's genetically modified. Unless that's all you can find. But if you can find the one with seeds, that's what you need to get. Hey, Corey.
Tell them how much this watermelon costs per kilo. Was it
I mean,
40,
it was
40 peso?
Yeah, so it was the watermelon all together was about it was about $4. $3.80 to $4.
And I promise before we move out of here, we're gonna show y'all the denominations of the money and give you perspective on what you can get for the denominations. And then when we move to the next spot, we'll break the money down as well. Because yes, Bali is more expensive in certain ways, and in certain ways it's not. So we are still going to be mindful and economic in our next choice. Some people are like, "Oh, you're about to be spending more." Not across the board.
Housing costs more because of the demand of a lot of people moving there, but the overall cost of living is less, like food and services, things like that.
And you get more bang for your buck, we think, right?
In general.
Yeah.
Hey, Crystal. Hey, Deisha.
More options, more choices.
So today we are covering what, Dee?
I wanted to talk about the difference between being self-centered, self-absorbed, selfish, and self-aware. We've been talking about focusing inward, focusing on ourselves, prioritizing ourselves. And some people think that that means that you're being selfish and that it's a negative thing. Or you all in the you all about you self-absorbed, you self-centered. Well, those are generally negative attributes. And if we talk about the differences, there may be some people that are fearful of being labeled selfish and who won't tend to themselves will realize that you can be self-aware without being all these other things. Also, generally the people who are okay with you overdoing, giving too much in your last, it's because they are selfish, self-absorbed, and self-centered. So,
Go ahead.
that's where we're going.
I'll answer the question.
All right.
That's the right time. Go ahead.
So first of all, self-centered and self-absorbed are similar in the fact that both people are preoccupied with their self. And self-centered and self-absorbed people may find it difficult to consider others. But now let's talk about the differences. Self-centered people, again, are more concerned with their own needs. They disregard others. They grab the focus in the conversation. And they may not be able to put others' needs first. Now, a self-absorbed person, again, preoccupied with self, finds it difficult to consider others, but they're more so just lost in their own thoughts and feelings. They are not aware of other people's needs. So it's not that they disregard it. They are literally just clueless to your needs. And they have difficulty understanding other people's perspectives. So if you ain't on point in exactly their train of thought, they become lost. Self-absorbed people blame others when things go wrong. It ain't never their fault. It ain't never their shortcoming. So that's the last thing about self-absorbed people. They are incapable of accepting fault within themselves. So that's why you're not getting accountability, and that's why you're not seeing no changes being made. Now, most of us know what selfishness is. That's literally when you're only out for yourself. Anything that you're doing, it's for the outcome to come back in a positive light for you. You ain't thinking about nobody else. You ain't concerned about nobody else. You ain't worried about nobody else. So selfish people, their needs are always first, period. So these are basically like variations of selfishness, but I'm just giving you a little bit of a more understanding underneath. Because we got people that's a little bit of all of it, or one more than the other, and we not understanding why the relationship is not reciprocal. We not understanding why you can't do enough, why their void is unfillable, and why the relationship is so one-sided, right? So, a selfish person, let's give an example. You know you need a ride to the airport, or you know you need to be picked up from the airport. Whoever this person in your life is that you bagged, and they said that they're coming to get you. The selfish person say they're coming, but then they don't pick you up because somebody else called and they done found something else that's better to do for whatever the reason, and they literally gonna leave you hanging, and you're not gonna get picked up at the airport. A self-absorbed person gotta make all the decisions and all the choices. It's gotta be on their time, on their schedule. Even if y'all going to the movies, they gotta pick the movie. Y'all trying to eat, they gotta pick the food. So they have to be in control of the narrative, right? And let's get into self-awareness though. Make sure I didn't miss a page. Self-awareness is when the difference in that is you keep in mind your needs, your wants, and you treat your needs and wants. You keep it in consideration before you make decisions about what you're going to do for you or others. But you're also considering other people's wants and needs. So a self-aware person, you know your tone, you paying attention to the words you say, how you speak to people, how you treat people, and you're also aware of how you're being treated in return. So self-aware is just acknowledging how you think and how you feel. And if you're self-aware and you know how you feeling and what you thinking, you'll make better decisions based off how you feel and what you think. What makes you feel good? If I do this, I'm shitting on me, or if I do this, I'm shitting on them. And sometimes it literally is between shitting on yourself or shitting on someone else, right? But some of us are completely unaware of how we feel, what we thinking, and we just out here doing, because we always been doing. And now you done got labored as the doer. And that might feel good. So now you feel obligated to always do. Till death do you part, and that ain't even your mate. You ain't even married. And in marriages, in my opinion, both people should be receiving and giving and doing and sharing. And when you make the decisions, it should be elevating for both. Some marriages, somebody's always losing. But that's just not what we do, okay? You got anything for us? Mm-hmm. So the self-aware person is going to pick you up from the airport because they said they would. And then when you get in the car and you all excited about your trip, they're going to allow you to talk about it and share. And then they're going to wait for an appropriate time where they can also share prior experience, prior vacation. They ain't going to snatch the conversation from you, make it all about their trips and what they do. And self-aware people, when we talking and we talking too long, we realize that we might be taking up too much space. So then we say, hey, you got anything? Because you're not trying to dominate the conversation. You're not trying to control all the outcomes, all the narratives. So that's the self-aware person. A self-absorbed person, again, they got one point of view, and that's the only point of view. So you hurt, you crying, you devastated, you broken, and they are clueless to how that happened. and how they could have done anything to make you feel a certain kind of way. Self-awareness requires self-reflection and what we call rumination. That's when something happens, and after it's over, you kind of sit back and you try to take heed, and you don't break it all apart. Who said what? Who was wrong? Add all this stuff to it. You just kind of learn from it, and then you move on. And you don't try to judge people and make them the villain and make them wrong, as you see is happening to us from time to time, right? Certain people need somebody to be the villain other than themselves, because again, no accountability on that side. Certain people need you to say yes every single time because they can't handle your no. And if your no, which will be hurtful or harmful to you, makes them disassociate, I say good riddance. You shouldn't have to always say yes. We're trying to heal beyond appeasing everybody, especially at your own expense. So, when you ruminate and you reconsider some things that might have hurt you or that you might have done, or you're trying to just do better the next time, again, don't start beating your own self up either, or judging every single thing you did or didn't do and pick it apart.
Also to that, if you ever commit yourself to something and then you think about that and then you realize that that commitment is not going to be healthy for you, it's okay. I mean, yes, you want to be a person of your word. I get it. But if you think about it and it's going to put you in an uncomfortable situation, just because you said one thing doesn't mean that you have to follow through if you realize it's not going to be healthy for you.
Chris was talking about something that just happened to me. I was under duress. And what the person needed from me in the moment, because I was so like, oh, they want me to do this, that, and the third. So I, in the moment of duress, blurted out, I'll do it. And then after the conversation ended, it hit me like, ooh, I just committed beyond my capability. I just agreed to something that can potentially hurt me. I just agreed to do something that I promised to myself I wasn't going to do. So I said to my wife, I said, but I'm a woman of my word. And this person needs this from me. And if I now go against what I said, and so that's what I was doing.
And it's not like this person don't have anybody else to support them in the way they ask them to be supported.
And so right now, the person is needing of me more than I can handle, more than I can give. And if I do it, first of all, I'm going against a promise that I made to myself. So that's the self-awareness. And you've been trying to get past this point. I've been telling y'all, it's going to come, it's going to happen. And then, because of how they were saying it, and I could feel it through the phone, and I was all emotional, and I was just like, okay.
And it's not that she can't be there for that person
In a different
way.
Kind of way.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I tried to figure out, how can I meet this person halfway, but without harming me, without hurting me, without derailing my healing? Because literally, what they need for me to do, it makes me feel unsafe. And when you're unsafe, you're unstable. And when you're unstable, you can unhinge. You can undo your healing. You could have a freaking breakdown. And so if a person is broke down, and then I'm about to put myself in a position to also be broke down, it's not going to be healthy for either one of us. So that was what happened. I ended up coming up with a way to potentially give this person what they want, but in a way where it doesn't hurt me. So that's why I looked up self-centered, self-absorbed, selfish, because I was questioning myself for a second, like, ugh. And if me saying no, or realizing that my yes should have been a no, and I changed that, is it because I'm selfish? Am I self-absorbed and self-centered? I didn't think so. But by looking it up for myself, I go, okay, so I'm still on track, and I'm not being self-absorbed by prioritizing my mental, physical, and emotional health. Okay? And things that other people are doing to put themselves in certain predicaments is not that I don't care, because I cared so much, I didn't commit it, right? So, a person who's self-absorbed wouldn't care, wouldn't feel nothing. But just because I care and feel something, still doesn't mean I'm supposed to go against it.
Because sometimes, I mean, as human beings, we put ourselves in situations or we say we're going to do this or that based off an emotional response. But when you have time to analyze things further, if that emotional response was not going to be healthy, like something you committed to, you really got to be true to yourself.
And honestly, the thing the person is asking me to do, we had already discussed my feelings about it, and I had already told them what I wasn't going to do. But now things for this other person has changed, and now it's almost like the other conversation didn't happen. So it's not that they didn't know, and I get that right now things are urgent for them. But I also can't, even though I said, and again, I was under duress. So the old me would have just, look at the cat on your box.
I get it.
The old me would have done the thing just because I already committed to it, even though it was in a duress moment. So I just can't. And it should be okay that I can't. So now I'm going to have to articulate why I directly responded how I did and what I am willing to do. And then the person will either receive it or they won't. But at least I'm not putting me last. At least I'm not about to, again, put myself in a situation where I don't feel safe. It's one of the most important things is to be protected. And when I talk about being celebrated and not tolerated and all of that, I'm really, really, really trying to honor me and the commitment that I've made to myself. Trying to see what they got.
Well, Del Maria said, "I'm not stepping to their level. I'm not sure where you. I heard some of it coming from, but it's okay. You know, it's. I mean, it's not that we, don't have love for this person. Dee has mad love for this person, and she's going to continue to love this person and support this person in a way that's not going to put her in a situation to go backwards emotionally, because Dee has made a lot of progress in her life over the last 6 years. And so maybe the old Dee, like she said, would have did it, but the newest Dee understand. And also it would really put us in a situation where we, baby, let me finish though. Put us in a, I'm not, just let me say what I gotta say. It would put us in a situation that would make us uncomfortable because of things that we have going on. So, we have to do what we have to do for us too.
So things to consider if you want to become more self-aware, and if you confuse between still all the selfishness and being self-absorbed and self-centered, in conversation, do you speak only of yourself? So we had a serious situation going on, and we was talking to somebody else, and we were literally calling to talk about the seriousness of someone else, and the other person had to talk about themselves. I don't know if it was 10, 15, 20 minutes, and the stuff they were talking about was trivial compared to this major thing that was going on. And I was like, oh my God, okay with your thing. This over here is urgent and big. But that's just how that person is. And then once you do talk about this, they still don't circle it back around over
You said
here
all your life this person has been like this.
to that. And when you young and people doing that, you don't know what that is. You're like, oh, they saw, what is that? Everything's you, me. So another person is damn near on death's door, and you talking about this. And so that's the thing. Everything goes back. So do you actively listen and then engage in what's being said? Or do you just time out, blank out, half hear, so you can't respond appropriately or correctly because you waiting for your turn? So those are questions in conversation. Then in self-reflection, that's the after the incident, after the conversation, after the occurrence. Are you paying attention to what's important about the occurrence, or are you just trying to dissect it to place judgment, make the other person wrong? Whereas me in the self-reflection, I'm like, ooh, I focus on my part, right? So I didn't beat myself up about the uttering, I'll do it, yes, but I did feel the weight. This damn knot came back in quickly. And then I started thinking, oh, because at first I was still going to try to do it, even though I could feel myself tightening up. And then everything I thought of how I could stay with my word, everything was breaking down. And then I was like, okay, this is bigger than me just saying yes. I shouldn't have said yes under duress or not. But now that I have, how do I undo it? And then if I didn't care, I would just not do it, not show up, and let the person feel a certain kind of way. But I'm still going to make it happen. But I'm going to make it happen for them, but where it don't hurt me. So I'm still going to I'm just going to do it differently than the way the person expects it to be done, if that makes any sense. So that was another question about self-reflection. Can you sit with uncertainty? Can you sit with the fact that you can't always control the outcome? So in this instance, when I change it and I make it the way I need it to be for me, I'm uncertain of how they're going to receive it. I'm uncertain of how they're going to deal with it. I'm uncertain if they're going to see that the way that's good for me is also good for them. It might fall apart, but at least I'm not falling apart. Because doing it their way, again, chances are it was going to jack me up. Do you avoid emotional pain? If I go into this knowing all the things I've told y'all that I know without giving specifics, that would be avoidance on the short term. Let me just do what they need to do, make them happy, and then after I do it, try to rebuild me. Well, obviously, this is unavoidable. Because if it was, maybe the person wouldn't have put me in a predicament to feel obligated in the first place. But since we here already, like I told you, sometimes you shit on others, sometimes you shit on yourself. So now I'm in a situation where somebody, no matter how I do it or don't do it, is going to feel shit at me. But it's going to be one of the few times in my life that it ain't going to be me, though.
Good for you.
So self-awareness is the ability to understand your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and how they affect you and others. The benefits of self-awareness: you make better decisions. When you make better choices because you understand your own thoughts and feelings and how they impact you and others, your overall quality of life is better. When you have self-awareness, your relationship should be stronger and healthier because, again, you understand yourself and how you're interacting with others. When you have self-awareness, it allows you to be more authentic to yourself. Again, when you understand yourself and your values. Improved self-confidence comes from self-awareness. Because you know how you are, how you operate in the world, and again, how you're affecting yourself and others. If you are weak in this area, how do you improve your own self-awareness? Meditation. Almost every how-to has meditation in it because it calms your mind. When you can calm your mind and body down, you can tap into how you're feeling. When you realize how you feel, you know what you're thinking. Thoughts turn to things. So some of us are so erratic and emotional and just responding. Yeah, the outcome gonna be jacked up because you jacked up from the start. So meditating and slowing down, it makes you be present in the now. If I hadn't slowed down after that conversation and figured out where I was with it all, I would have started making stuff happen. And then it would have been even harder to undo it because I didn't start it running head first. Journaling. Is this not what I be coming to y'all from? Is the stuff not thought out, wrote out? Because then I know how I feel about it. That thing happened, and it made me think, ooh, is this selfish? Ooh, am I self-absorbed? Am I self-centered? So what did I do? Researched it, looked at it, broke it down for myself before I come to you. Oh, you're trying to be self-aware. What's the difference? Boom, share it. But it's all in here first. Write it down so you can understand where you at with it.
And most of you guys are retired.
You say you got time. And if you don't have time, you start making time.
That's true too. Amen.
Journaling helps you to know, again, where's my emotions and am I in alignment? I was literally about to do something that was out of alignment with me. Not us, just me. Because it starts with me first. It starts with Chris first, and then it becomes an us. And my wife was totally okay with me not taking myself out of alignment. Because when I'm good, I'm better for her. You understand what I'm saying? Talk. We talked through it. After I had all my feelings and thoughts and we talked through it. And she definitely gave me the okay to undo that thing. And I'm like, but I'm a woman of my word. Okay. You can continue to be that and not hurt yourself. For somebody else that hurt themselves.
Yeah. I've seen her growth, and I just definitely don't want her to go backwards.
Last but not least, mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? How are you doing? And then don't judge yourself and beat yourself up for wherever you at. Even if you in a raggedy place, it's where you at for right now. Don't pile up on it, make it worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I had to do for myself too. I had to say, ooh, don't judge. Ooh, you done messed around and committed, and now you got to uncommit. So, again, I really don't think I could have went back to that same duress feeling and not commit. Because that person had me in a damn tizzy in the moment. But again, after I calmed down, woo, I'm not going to let this shit continue and I just can't do it. And that should be okay. And if me and the person are really what we supposed to be, it's either going to be okay or it ain't. So, that's just to add on, because again, there's layers to when we have these conversations. Because some people think putting your oxygen mask on first is selfish. Some people believe sitting down, settling down, saying no is selfish. Mm-hmm. Some people believe healing themselves is selfish. And that's sad, and it's a shame. And so That's just
And
not
if
where
it
we
is
are.
selfish, it's a good form of selfishness. Okay?
Again,
Diane-
self-preservation is important.
That's right. Diane Ramos said, yes, be present and intentional. Very important. Very important. Yep, Del Maria said yes and walk away if that's their loss. If if they don't want to understand where you are.
And we've had people in our life that
And this person knows the
they
things.
they can't understand why you need to do what you need to do for you, or they can't appreciate or value the no, right? Or in their mind, you do got it, or it shouldn't be that big of a deal, or whatever. Well, everybody's path ain't your path, and everybody's journey ain't your journey. And again, everybody's situation is not for you to fix or heal or whatever, right? And if I keep needing to be validated by others, and the only way they're going to validate me is if I keep doing service, it's a disservice to me. Because I don't want all these transactional relationships, right? And so, hopefully that helps somebody. Because again, our intention is always to help and not hinder. But we do realize that there are people on here that are new that don't realize that this is growth. They don't realize all of what we used to do. And I talked to Doug. Doug is a very, me first?
Self first.
Self first. And someone told him that means selfish. Well, that person that's saying that doesn't understand because they don't value and put themselves first. We have another person in our lives, and I thought, oh, what would they do with this? They wouldn't do it. So the people that I'm using as examples who are further along in this self-first thing, I already know they would have been like, girl, hell no, don't do it. Right? But I'm not there yet. So I'm trying to work past the guilt of no. And, well, that makes me not a good person. No, I'm still dope, even in the no. So
I'm happy for you, though. I'm very happy that you you have grown and you're not going backwards. And you
I
are
still gotta get
sticking to yourself.
I still got to get a massage tomorrow, y'all, because it's just crazy. Every couple of days, it piles back into here. But that's what I'm working toward, where it doesn't physically affect me, emotionally, just, so.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you all. If I didn't answer any of your questions, you can always send a message to my inbox next to my profile pic. If you're following, there's 3 dots you can click on and send a message. Go to nursechristusa.com for some of your health products and supplements that you need. We have a few sections, one for mental health, one for CMOS products and immunity products, and then we have one with a variety of supplements as well in the total body section. And please use our site for each and every purchase in order to support us in our mission to help others. And also for anyone that may have a relative, or if it's you, if you're having issues with your Medicare this year, the cost of medications, you want to see if there's a way for you to save money on your medications, you want an evaluation, you have until the end of March to make an appointment with me. So let me know if I can be of assistance to you. And I do work U.S. hours, which is another reason that you may not see me smile as much during the time that I'm working the U.S. hours. So it's not as busy as it was during open enrollment, but it is busy time right now. So thank you all. And again, let me know if you need some help. Just let me know you're interested, and I'm here to help you. Okay? Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Your hair
All
is
your love
hairing,
and
babe.
support. Yes.
She's so cool. It's hard for her to just
Let go.
throw it, but it's all good. Aw, Trinket's just not getting on.
She wants some fruit. I'm going to send something to you, boo. She said she going to roll the replay back. Thank you, love. We
Hey,
appreciate
Trinket, will you consider coming to visit us in Bali or no? Or we got to be,
She
or do we got to be friends for a couple of more years?
when she start getting on them flights to see her son play, you know, she might be able to work her way up to it. Yes. Thank you guys, and we appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You here for the good information and the positivity, and we are so thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. Follow if you're not following, and make sure you take your supplements, take your medications. Please take care of yourself. Okay? All right. Well, we'll see you soon. Remember, health is wealth.
Let's stay healthy together.
All right. Have a good night or good day wherever you are.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
I can't eat these seeds.